What's up? What's up?
What's happening?
What's up, guys?
Hey man, how this cat get in the room, man?
I thought he was gonna hit us with a little Spanish or something. ¿Qué pasó?
Hola, buenas noches, señores.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the show. We are local musicians.
XP.
All right, and we are here for your audio and visual pleasure, and for your extra visual pleasure, we have
Babyface.
the one. I know, man. The cat don't age, man. I'm tired of these cats, man. They look like exactly the same, but he got some of those. He got some of those silvers coming up top, though.
Oh yeah.
He got some silvers coming up top. He didn't have that hat on last. He didn't have the hat on last today
man.
when we came over to.
Oh yeah, they coming in, man.
But he got the Rico Suave mustache and beard, bro. You know what I'm saying?
He got the sweet specs on, man. He got the sweet specs.
Right.
The one, the only Frankie Quinones is joining the show. Oh man, one of the best, man. One of the best cats. Great friend, and he's a pretty good percussionist. What'd you say, Ty? He's pretty good. Pretty good.
Blow up his head, bro.
You're pretty good. He's pretty good.
He's good, man. Frankie, when the thing is, when Frankie talk about you to other people or us to other people, he don't even talk to us like we bad cats. He was like, man, yeah, bro. Yeah.
No, man, not at all, man.
I don't even know if I'm good.
I say, hey, man, Chris. He know about that abacoa.
You know about it. You be about it.
Hey, man. You just remember, I'm getting me some t-shirts, man.
Abacoa.
Please, I need one.
Oh man, that's gonna be it. You just gave me the idea, man. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Please, bro.
So, all right, man. We just having some fun,
man.
Yeah,
Frankie's first call, bro. So yeah.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So we just gonna chop it up for a quick bit before we bring on our official third member of the show, Daryl Reeves, to talk about some AI business. Frankie could talk about some AI. He's feeling it too, man. So everybody's feeling it, but we're gonna save that for later.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Does it have to do with AI?
No, to Frankie, because he's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You just had a show at St. James Live. You also had your own show in Buffalo, New York. Is that correct?
Yeah.
How is it being a percussionist and being a band leader?
It's a hard job, man. Well, the Buffalo show, I share the leadership duties with my cousin Joey.
Okay.
And so it helps a little bit, but here in town doing your own shows, it's just a lot of work. But at the end of the day, you're playing with cats you want to play with in the venues that you want to play in. So it all works out in the end because you're playing the music that you want to play. So, but yeah, I have a whole new respect for band leaders. I used to diss them, man. I used to be like, man, cat don't know what he's doing. That cat, he kind of funny. Right. But once you go through that fire, man, it's a whole different game, man. But it's worth it at the end. Again, you're playing the music you want to play, cat you want to play with, the venue you want to play in, and so it's all worth it. But it don't come easy, man. It don't come easy.
Right.
How do you feel like? Do you feel like you get the respect as a band leader being a percussionist, or do you feel like you have to work harder to get the respect? Because
in the Latin circles, it's a lot easier because there's so many percussionists, right? That are band leaders. Tito Puente was a band leader. Ray Barretto was a band leader. Willie Bobo was a band leader. Even modern day cats, Tony Sucar is a band leader. He's a percussionist, you know. So in those settings, it's a little easier. But when you kind of moving into like the Latin jazz or the jazz, you know, cats kind of look at you like, they look at you because they, you know, for one, most percussionists, you know, don't read music in the jazz or contemporary music scenes. So the perception you're coming in is like you're going to tell a keyboard player, you know, what to do. You know, you're going to tell a bass player what.
Yeah, actually, yes.
You're going to tell
yes,
a singer what.
Yes, you do. Yes, you tell the keyboard, especially the keyboard player. You tell, especially the keyboard player. That's that get back from when.
I'm glad y'all know so much about harmony, man. Thanks a lot.
But you know, like I try to come in like really prepared. You know the music, and say, hey guys, you know, from this section to this section, this is what we're gonna do. So when cats kind of see and feel that you know the music, and I've taken and I've learned from, you know, being blessed to work with like Sonny Emery, who leads a band,
right?
You know, do it, but he comes in very prepared, you know. So I find that you gain the respect of the musicians when you know the music, you know. So coming in extra prepared, knowing the music, knowing everybody's parts, and having a vision and speaking that vision with confidence is what has helped me. And it took time to get there, man, because I'm a real quiet cat. You know, I used to let a lot of things slide, you know, and I actually learned a lesson from Ty, man, really, because Ty is the coolest cat. You know, he's cooler than the smoothest side of the pillow. You know, he's just a cool cat. And Chris, you was on the gig with me, man. We did the gig at the High Museum a few years ago, and some cats in the band, you know, didn't show up like they were supposed to, you know. And Ty went from the cool dude to like, you know, like WWF, ready to throw you people off the top ropes, you know. And it was a lesson for me. Like, you could be cool, but you can't be a pushover, you know. Right. You could be cool, but people have to respect that you are the band leader. And so we laughed about it, you know, after that. But in the moment, it was a lesson for me. Like, you have to command that respect, or cats won't take you serious. And so, you know, it's been a journey, man. And every gig I learn, I take it as a lesson learned, what can be better on the next gig. And thankfully, you know, every gig gets better and better, and I get better as a leader. I recognize where my weaknesses are, and I try to watch leaders. You know, I try to watch Ty. I even, you know, watching you, Chris, you know, watching Joe Granson has been like the blueprint. Yeah. You know, of how he manages a band, manages a crowd, and just seeking out very strong leaders just to kind of look at and use as an example. But yeah, it's definitely been a journey, man.
Yeah.
And there's different ways, you know, there's not one specific way, you know. Everybody has their own style, and just like in coaching, you know, it's like there's different
and every musician in the band has a different personality, you know, and you kind of see that when you're in the leader chair. You know, when you're the sideman chair, everybody's cool and high five, right. And, you know, telling jokes. But when you're in the leader chair and you're paying people, you know, you kind of get to see their real personalities, and you're like, oh, you really like this, you know, like, there's cats I've known for years, and as soon as, you know, you start to pay them and have expectations from them,
it's different.
You get to know who they really are. And so knowing how to manage those personalities and then bring everybody together to make the music is something I had to learn, you know. And I learned the hard way, because at first, man, I just, you know, You know, I got Puerto Rican blood, bro. I go 0 to 10, you know, real quick.
I didn't know that.
Oh, bro, yeah, it can be volcanic, man. You know, it don't happen a lot, man.
I'm
But
joking. No, I've seen glimpses of it. I've seen
you
glimpses
know,
of it,
but I had to learn to really just, you know, everybody's different. When you're a leader, you
You
can't.
putting people in chicken wings, though, Q?
What happened?
Putting people in chicken wings, man?
No, but I would just have like a short fuse and short
Right.
responses, and then like knowing how to listen to cats and be very patient with cats, you know.
Right.
And hats off to all the really good band leaders. You know, that
Yeah.
that comes with a whole lot, man. So it's definitely been a journey for me.
I like when Chris is the band leader. I just sit back and play and just
See, this is I was just gonna bring this up. So, Q, if you really want to have some fun, since you play on both of our gigs, right? When
Yeah.
you know, I'm the leader, he's the leader. Watch the dynamic of us when we're not the leader. And then
I've
watch the
seen that.
dynamic.
I've been
So,
there.
Now
I've
he
seen that.
started it. He started it. He brought it. I didn't even notice it because he's like, man, you loose and joking and all this stuff when I gotta be the leader. But then when you're the leader, you had to you see what it's like. You have to be all serious and stuff like that. I'm gonna be joking around. So he goes extra. He gets extra. I didn't even know I was doing it, man. But it is kind of once I noticed it, I was like, dude,
Frankie, he goes out because he like wants to set the vibe and stuff too. He had little personal rugs and carpets and stuff, and everybody's supposed to sit on and stuff. I was like, yeah, I'm about to take this bad boy to the crib. That's what I said.
It was like Comic Central came out, man.
Light as a feather,
Comedy Central.
That was light as a feather on that joint.
But I think the key, we'll wrap, you know, we'll get to the clinic here. But the key, I think, man, is just you want to be able to make everybody else feel relaxed and have a good time, because that's the key.
Yeah.
The worst, I think some of the worst people that we all play with, man, if they're coming in tight and serious, it's just like a team. It's like coaches that can't keep their team loose. And it's like if you got everybody tight and serious and afraid to make a mistake and all that kind of stuff, man, I ain't got no time for that.
Your
man.
number 2 person is really important. You know, the
That's
second
true.
person is really important. The leader,
Which right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
don't know if Tony does that for you, but you know, I know you and Tony are really.
Yeah, Tony he co-directs, he co-leads. You know, so that takes a lot of the pressure off.
Yeah, it's a big help.
I'm handling like logistics, and you know, in Buffalo, man, we had, you know, we play with cats that we've been playing with for so long, and you know, our bass player, I won't say his name, but he's my brother. I can tell the story. You know, man, we call the call, man. Be by the stage 1:00. I mean, bro, we sent text messages. The only thing we didn't send out was like smoke signals, bro. It's 1:00, man. Cat ain't there, man.
Right.
I'm looking back at Joey and Chunky, and they're like, man, Cat, yeah, he ain't here, man. But like this cat kind of needs, and this is part about being a leader, like the cat needs pressure to perform well. He literally has to put himself in a situation. It's crazy, bro, but he needs to be in some kind of situation to show up, bro. And it's like, man, we hit at 2:00, and we are all on the stage, fully sound checked. Man, we got some jazz greats who I won't name sitting on the side of the stage watching us, and I'm like, oh man, Joey, this cat is not here. So I looked at Tony, and Tony already knows that when, like, I look at him, hey, you got to play that left-hand bass, bro. Get ready. So Tony's queuing up the keyboard. And luckily, man, right on time, the announcer comes on the stage, and it's, you know, it's a festival, man. And, you know, festivals is you get in, you get out.
Man.
Get in, get out. They say 40 minutes. Man, it's 2:00. And luckily, the announcer has got like 3 pages of announcements. And we're the first opening act. Man, 208, here come the bass player. Strolling on stage, not a care in the world, bro. Tuning his bass, sound checking his bass, telling the monitor, hey man, bring me up. Make sure I can hear the congas. Make sure, like, bro, this was a 1 o'clock activity, bro. Like we ready to start. And me and Joey looked at, Joey looked at each other like, you can't even get mad at him, bro. Because he actually needs this.
Right.
Man, we took off Cat Blaze, man.
Right.
I mean,
right.
just totally, a phenomenal job, man.
Right.
And so at the end, I said, hey, bro, man, what's the deal, bro? We said 1 o'clock. He said, no, man, I thought it was 2. I'm like, but you showed up at 2:08. He said, no, man, you said, like, he wouldn't let it go. He said 2 o'clock, but
you're like, all right, bro.
It was one of them things where we could have exploded. And it would have rightfully so exploded, on the Cat. But knowing the people you play with, we were just like, what are we gonna do, man? That's the Cat. He came in, he was the best one in the band.
Wow. Yeah.
He played everybody over. I mean, he just ran through all of us. You know what I mean?
Right.
But oh my God, yeah, he's a special cat. You got to meet him one day, man.
I got to. I got to.
Right. We have a question from our one of our super fans, Rich Ambler. He wants to know what is Abaqua.
I'm gonna say,
wait. Should you answer this now, or you should
go, Chris?
Is this the follow up to the clinic that you guys gonna have on Sunday?
We cannot comment on this particular area of territory at this time. But if you come to the clinic and no, I'm just kidding, Rich. So Abaqua is a rhythm from Africa. That's what Abaqua is. It's spelled a little bit differently, but nonetheless, good question. Good question.
But t-shirts are coming.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we got feedback session t-shirts.
Yes.
Abaqua. We're gonna get some other stuff. I love it. All right, let's get Frankie out of here.
Tell me about this. I'm so hear about this.
Well, you are you gonna be there? That's the question.
I fly in from a place that me and my friend Frankie Keon has been to many a time.
Say no more. Right. Say no more. So Frankie, we got together today. We in a little preparation mode for Sunday. What can the people expect from the two of us on Sunday, you think?
Man, the people will experience really a journey through the Caribbean, and all that it has to offer from a rhythmic perspective, with really showcasing the influence of Africa on the rhythms of the Caribbean. And when I say Caribbean, I mean Puerto Rico, the DR, Cuba, and its influences into Latin America with Brazil, and all the way here on the homeland of USA. So we're going to cover a variety of rhythms, family of rhythms. We'll talk about how they relate to each other, how they came about. We'll play them in both a traditional and modern context, so you can see how it was played then and how it's played now, and how you can make it your own, right? And whatever kind of music that it is that you play. Because really, these rhythms are truly, even though they come from the Caribbean, they are truly universal now. And so share some knowledge with the people, answer some questions, really fellowship, and share, man. That's really what this is for me, is an opportunity to share these rhythms, the cultures that they come from, their influences, answer questions, and really just celebrate these rhythms and share with the people.
Right.
Yeah, Frankie, you came to Kennesaw and gave a great seminar and workshop And so, man, I think this is going to be like a yin and yang for you guys because Chris is definitely a type of clinician where he reads the room and see what needs to be said. I mean, he has a wealth of knowledge, but he's not as premeditated, but you also have like a wealth of knowledge. You deliver it in a cadence that's just so understandable and agreeable. So I'm looking forward to see how you guys are juxtaposed with each other, how y'all deliver this clinic, this masterclass.
Yeah, and even playing today and kind of just really walking through just to be prepared, for the people that we don't want to ever just go and wing something, but even today preparing, how Chris, just with his influences in jazz, how things were just naturally connecting. Like I would just play the rhythm and he would play something. I'm like, and he's like, is that cool? And I'm like, yeah, you right there. Yeah. Like it's the connection between the traditions and jazz is so well knitted together, man, that it's amazing to play with Chris. He's one of the few drummers in town that, even when I go to the jam session, we play and just adapts really well, and it's funny because most times I have to adapt to the drummer or when I play with Chris is like, he adapts really quickly. Right. He's like, what you want to play? Right. So man, it's gonna be a great time, man. It's gonna be a great time.
The hand drums tell you, or that's where they tell you what to do, not the drum set, because the hand drums were here long before the drum set was here. So if I can,
and Chris, please mention the opening of the show. I think that's going to be super dope, man.
Yeah, because we got the great Kina Boto and his sons, the Ayah drummers, are gonna open up the show for us, and that's going to be a special time to hear their own rhythms, because they have their own rhythms that aren't from anywhere except from them. So that's another important part of, I think, what all of this is these rhythms all come from Africa in some way, shape, or form, and whether they migrated to Puerto Rico or the Dominican or to Cuba or New Orleans, it really it all comes back to Africa, and just seeing what everything, man, it's so to hear Kina and their adaptation of what they're hearing is just amazing, man. So it's just one of those things where it's going to be a really good time for everybody, and we really want we're looking for non-drummers, singers, instrumentalists, so that you guys can really hear what these rhythms are, what they're called, and how they're played in a musical context. So
is Daryl going to talk about the drums right now? Because I feel like he's going to say something nice about drums.
I don't know. He came in cheesing. I'll tell you that. I was like, man, it's just like, when your cousins show up at the door, man, he just walk in. Right. He just walked in.
Daryl came in like he got zipped in from the Phantom Zone or something, bro.
Hey, man, just come in. Come in the door. Don't knock. Just open the door. What's up? Comes in, sits down. I love it. So anyway, this Sunday, guys, 6:30. So we're gonna be there 6:30 to 8:30. You can get tickets through the QR code here. You can go to academytheater.org and buy tickets. I know we've had several people that have already bought tickets, so we really appreciate that, and we are looking forward to having a great time with y'all. So yeah, man. So Frankie, thanks for coming over. Thanks for coming on, man. And
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure with y'all gents, man.
Sure.
And we will see you soon, man.
For sure.
All right, brother.
Sunday, bro.
All right, thank you, man.
All right, peace.
Peace out, man. Yeah, man. Daryl.
What's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Back.
What's
back.
going on, man? XP.
There you go. XP came in with the XP on the joint, man.
Well, we just did a show though on Thursday, so it hadn't been that long. Me and Daryl, we started this AI trip where Mr. Jackson was out of town, I believe, right? Weren't you out
I
of
was in
where
town.
were
I was
you?
at City Winery.
City Winery, that's right.
Yeah,
You were out of town the day before though, right?
the day right after. You're right. The next day.
Yeah. Oh, the next day. Okay.
Yeah.
So and actually, I was gonna have well, I know Frankie's got other things, but we were talking about AI a little bit. I didn't know if he wanted to chime in on anything with this, but man, I've been doing some research, man. I know you guys, Daryl has been doing a bunch of stuff, finding videos, man. Tyrone, I can't wait to get your take on this video that we're going to pull up in a few minutes.
I wanted to take a look at it, but I was like, I resisted temptation, bro. So.
I know, because I sent it last night, and then I thought about, oh man, I should have waited until he didn't see it so he can choose what's AI and what's not. So that's kind of what we're going to do. Is you're going to hear a couple of versions of music, piano players, right? And and I want to see if you can tell what is AI and what is not, bro. Because it's getting weird out there, man. It's getting weird.
Man.
It's getting weird.
Man. Hey, I'm on ChatGPT, right? And I've been like, I'm kind of writing a book on how I got into bebop. It just kind of evolved with me having a conversation with Chat, and so I wrote like a passage about how I got on. And then I was just like, I told Chat, like, okay, rewrite that, but write it like Stanley Crouch would write it.
Stanley
Crouch would write it.
So let me ask you a question, man. I was watching this episode of this is a minute ago, Real Housewives of Atlanta. And most times they were married to these football players and basketball players. And the weird thing is they really aren't married anymore, but the show still continues, right? So one of the wives says, I'm going to be a designer, a fashion designer, right?
Yeah.
And she goes and she has a team and she has an actual fashion designer and she puts out her line, but she didn't design a thing.
Whoa.
Right.
Whoa.
So my question is, with AI, you can say that you're a music producer, a writer, a composer, and if you gave AI full carte blanche, how much of it are you really those things?
Well,
Man.
What have we been saying though, man? Anybody can be anything they want to be right now.
Yeah,
that's even. I mean, even AI. I mean, you don't even need to have AI to do that, and to just be whatever you want to be. You can say whatever you can, whatever your title is on social media. You can say whatever it is, right? But with AI, it's getting even more bizarre because there's so much software to back up whatever it is that you want to do. Like, well, anyway, what were you gonna say, Daryl? You were gonna say something about
there was this cat I was talking to about AI. He was like, man, I've been working all day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to come, like he was creating images. He was like, I've been working all day. I was like, all you've been doing is typing words. Like, what you mean work? Like this dude ain't pull out one paintbrush. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that's the new work, just writing prompts. That's it. Writing prompts and waiting for it to render, and then it's just like, oh, let me change this word. That's it. The new Picassos.
Yeah, I have a friend who said he's trying to write it out. He's in computer programming, engineering, and stuff like that. And he said he's trying to write it out for another 8 years. He says it's only going to be one guy in the office now.
Yeah,
like all the hundreds of people they used to have to do stuff is just going to have one guy just checking in because they don't do coding anymore. You know, they say they barely do any coding.
Crazy.
It's like it's just a trust factor right now. Once people start really trusting it, you know. So I said, well, what's it going to do for people in general who wants to work and stuff like that? He's like, well, I just imagine that one day we'll just be paid some type of stipend to do whatever we do, and computers can control everything. So it's like crazy. That's interesting coming from a computer person's perspective, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like all the languages, you can have something written in Python or
Right.
you know, all of those Ruby, well, all of it knows all of it. Like the only thing is like you do need a human to check this stuff because AI can be wrong.
Right.
I've seen that, and
Well,
just
especially
not
with research. AI will fabricate some sources, right? You go add it to your bibliography, like this book doesn't even exist. AI just created a book, right? You're like,
right.
So,
yeah.
Well, all right. Let's I mean, I was gonna ask you guys a question, but I'll save that until after the video. Y'all want to get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it. Has Daryl seen this video already?
He's the one that sent it to me.
Oh man, so it's gonna meet us with the reaction. Okay.
You're the piano player, so this is. I mean, if it was a drummer,
okay,
it'd be right up your alley. So this is to explain. This is Peter Martin, who's great, one of the great jazz pianists ever.
Yeah.
Really. And but he's in a studio and the engineer is feeding him two versions of a similar piece of music, and he's trying to figure out which one is real and which one is AI. So let's go ahead and let's see the first one, Brian. Let's go to the
What's up, everybody? I'm Peter Martin. I'm a jazz pianist, formerly recovered classical pianist, composer, arranger, teacher, producer, and I'm up here at Pianote, and I don't know what's going to happen next, but I'm super excited.
I want to play a game. I'm going to play you a track, and you have to tell me whether it's AI or if it's a real pianist. And if you're watching this at home, you can also play along.
Please play along. Rate yourself versus me. That'll boost your ego for the day.
You're going to be listening for different things, the musicality, the touch.
Is there a sixth finger being used while it's being played?
All right, here we go.
That's real. Like 100%.
Okay, Brian, pause it for a second.
That's AI. Like, I will quit playing piano.
All right, now hang on. See, so what you got to do is you got to because there's another version coming behind that. So let's wait until he plays the second one, then we'll pause it, and then you get to choose. Okay. All right. Go. Let it go, Brian.
Now let's just let AI do it because me likey. 100%. No, that's 100% real.
Okay. Here is option number 2.
I mean, this is high level AI or something. I mean, like you could hear with the like the phrasing, it's based on a pretty good model. But this is fine, like if you're in a crappy coffee, not a crappy, like a mid-range coffee, like you're at Starbucks
right,
or Tim Hortons, right? And you're like, oh, this is fine. This is not the greatest, but it's in the background. But I'm not going to sit there and listen to it. And like the drums, this is high-level AI jazz on the higher end. For some reason, a lot of this stuff it's always based on like the autumn leaves chord changes.
All right, Brian, pause it.
Is that the model they've trained it on?
Okay, so before we hear Peter Martin's, was the first one real or was the second one real? Well, which one is real? Which one is AI, in your opinion?
Well, the only reason why I think the first one is because this is too Oscar Peterson-esque. Well, not Oscar Peterson because there's not the element of the blues in there, but it sounds like too much of the algorithm making choices. The second one I'm confused about because it sounds like it could be AI, but I have a feeling that that's real. And it's weird, but I really think both of them are AI. Can that be a choice?
No, I mean one is going to be real and one's going
One
to
is going to be
AI.
real. Okay, so
Yeah, I think so.
I say the first one is AI and the second one is real.
First one AI,
And the second one because the inflections a little bit to me as a piano player, but I may be wrong.
All right, so we got.
But wait,
some,
before you even check me on it, that's freaking amazing. Actually, so both
That's
of them are
crazy.
just like just the blend of the instruments and stuff like that. It sounds so real.
Right.
So if it is AI, man, it's crazy. So go ahead.
Right.
And
All
the
right.
crazy
Well,
thing,
go ahead, Daryl.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say the crazy thing about when you hear this is like every time you hear this is the worst it's gonna get. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's only gonna improve. That's what's anyway.
That's crazy. Yeah.
All right. So if you have a vote in the chat, we have some votes coming in. Let's see. Nick says the second one is real. The first one is not.
Dina says the first one is real.
Dina says the first. Falgu, did you weigh in? Are you going to weigh in, or can you tell? Let's see. I think that's is that pretty much it? Give it one quick second here.
Martin says he agrees.
He agrees.
The first one is real. The second one's not.
Okay. Falgu says the first one is real. The second one is not.
Okay.
Rich says first is real. So got a lot of first is real, bro. You the one that said first is not, though, right?
That's the one I said. Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's see what's up. Okay. Play the video, Brian.
I don't know. Is that the model they've trained it on? That's another giveaway. I'm not even sure if that was, but it's
so final answer. The first one you thought was the real pianist.
Yeah.
That is correct. It was actually Bill Evans.
Oh, Bill Evans. Okay.
Peter 1, AI 0.
I think it's funny because I wouldn't say I want to listen to that, but like I could see people being fooled by that, and that's only getting better.
We like to have a lot of fun here at Piano, and part of that fun is learning a new instrument.
All right, I was wrong.
So Bill Evans was the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, it's crazy.
All right. All right, let's go to.
Well, that inflection was pretty good for freaking AI.
Well, first off, why did you think the first one wasn't real, though? Again,
it just felt like I've studied Corpus software, and where they teach AI, or what they said back in the day was teach the algorithm how to solo, and it's based off of making choices, right? Mathematical choices. So you assign a number through a pitch, and it analyzes a solo that somebody did and makes choices based off all of the data that's in these solos, or that's archived in these solos, whether it's MIDI data or because some people encoded the MIDI data first and then fed it into the computer. So MIDI data is just a bunch of numbers, right? And that MIDI data could also represent touch. It could represent, how somebody plays in velocity, all the different things that we think gives a person style. So it sounded so much like what Bill Evans would play that I thought that it learned how to play like Bill Evans, right? So
right, right,
that's why
yeah. Right. Okay. All right. Let's go round 2.
So the last one I was 100% sure it was real, but because the first one, and I'm 99% sure this is, like, it's swinging. I thought it was Oscar Peterson at first, but I don't think it is. I guess they could train. I mean, like the piano, it sounds older in terms of like the way it was recorded and the way that the piano.
Yeah, that's another clue for some of these, I guess.
But I mean, couldn't you train AI to do that? But
I guess,
yeah,
it's only getting smarter.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm almost sure this is not, but I'm almost sure that they could get something pretty close to this within a couple of years if they wanted to.
All right, here we're gonna play you option 2 before you make any sudden judgment calls.
Yeah, please. Damn.
This is pretty good.
Okay.
All right, pause it.
Crap. One of the
That one's tough, man. I don't know if I listened to that second one. That's hard.
Man.
I'm hearing, well, the second one I'm hearing more interaction or something, or there's like the first one, it seemed like it was just going. The second one, there was some interactions or something from the drums that I heard. I can't
I was
like there
thinking
was
the
some
same thing too.
there was some like you know what I'm
Just
talking about?
double
Like,
stops of the piano player too. Sound like Oscar, but this is tough. But if I had to guess,
I would go two
this is
is
so tough.
2 is real and 1 is not.
That's what I'm saying.
Just only because of what I heard, but what I heard in the rhythm section almost. Like the piano, the piano, I had no idea. The piano, the first one was whoever that was blazing. Like that could pass.
Hey,
if
this
it is,
this is making me depressed. As a pianist, this is not fun. Yo, this is not fun at all, bro. About to sell everything, bro.
I was like, hey, who's that cat?
This is not fun.
But
I'm gonna be transcribing AI. Is that what you're telling me? I'm gonna start transcribing freaking AI solos.
Oh man, can you imagine?
Bruh.
Oh
Look
man,
at this
that's
from your boy
crazy.
Potter. Look at
That
this
was
from
a
your boy
hit
Podhorse.
solo.
Your boy Podhorse are clowning on you, man. You see this? Look at this.
Oh, bruh. Bruh.
Oh my god.
Bruh.
Misha Graham and Tyrone Hayden.
Wow, I had to go with the Hayden last name, man.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
All right. That's what I'm let's see what
He's
Martin-
is been trained off the other one or something similar. Like you can hear the hump in it.
You are absolutely on the right track. One is Oscar Peterson, and the other one is Oscar Peterson inspired.
So which is which? I mean, this one sounds like I said that's why I said 99%. The first one was real, but now I think that this is the real one. First wins the AI.
You are correct. Woo, that was a close one, though.
I mean, I said 99%.
What are some markers that you're listening for when it comes to like phrasing or the touch or stuff like that?
I was listening before to just sort of like whack sort of things that nobody would ever play, but this is beyond that. So now it's like listening for kind of interactions between the musicians, and I'm 100% correct so far.
So far, you're 100%. You're batting 100.
Can we stop now? Okay.
All right, we're switching up the genres a little.
Okay. See what this one is right here. Yeah. So we got that right then, right? So 1 was AI and 2 was real.
Yeah.
So Chris was right on that. I felt like when I heard the double stops in that bluesy thing that Oscar Peterson does, because I'm an Oscar Peterson head. But it was so close, man. It was so close.
Wow.
It's just I don't know if AI has gotten the double stops where you got the overtones ringing in a real natural environment and stuff like that. But I think it could do that, but it's close.
Mm-hmm.
Then some people
That's
in the
crazy.
chat, I am 190.
What?
Dina said, I am good at this, maybe, she says.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, Falgu, are we ready for the next one? Okay, let's see.
I'll be hearing.
Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, it's fine,
It's
but I wouldn't
AI.
be surprised if this
Can't say
is some fantastic AI, sort of Latin jazz, you know.
All right.
But having the comparison helps. So let's hear that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's the real one. The bass
Me
was
too.
in the first one was playing a little bit more authentic. Or maybe AI can get that good, but I'm gonna go with this is the real one. It just
All right,
gave me
pause
that
it,
human
Falgout.
feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the second one was real, and I think the first one was AI.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, just the Montuno sounded so much more complicated on that second one. I didn't hear a Montuno on the first one. But if I'm wrong about this,
Mhm.
Daryl, we're gonna be down to one host, bro, because I'm getting off of this thing. Bro. If they tell me number 2 is AI, I'm gone, bro. I don't know why this is a cruel joke, but
Man,
all right,
it's
Falgout, let's see.
crazy.
Oh, wait, anybody got second one is AI. That's what Nick says. Wow, okay. All right, Falguzzi, let's see what it is.
Feel a little bit more.
You were correct.
Ooh, dude, you make me sweat up in here. Well, let's come back in a year and do this, and then
I
we're all.
know. I know.
It's not gonna
It's
even
getting
be a
better
year.
every day, man.
It's
So
not even
which
gonna be a
one?
year. It's not gonna be a year. So we were right. One was the AI, and 2 was the real one. So Nick
Oh, okay.
finally
Yeah.
got one
Yeah.
wrong there.
Hmm,
Scary.
Okay.
Real Keith Jarrett or AI Keith Jarrett? I mean, that's very. I was said Keith Jarrett trained, or maybe Keith Jarrett at first, and then halfway through, I was like, that's not really Keith Jarrett. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's not a trained on his kind of. So even the sound, it's like that ECM live kind of a sound. It's possible. I want to hear the next one, but I'm gonna say probably. Okay, this is the AI right there, I think, because there was like the. It's like did something that was like so hard to. I mean, it's possible to play it, but it was like a different sound for the bass note than here, which a good pianist could do. But the rest of the stuff they were playing wasn't that great. So first one real, second one AI.
The first one was in fact Keith Jarrett,
Oh,
and the second one was
I was about to
AI.
say, Falgout, you didn't pause it. Now it's gonna seem like I cheated.
Which one?
Right.
What-
So I was gonna say the first one. Now I was gonna say the first one was AI and the second one was Keith Jarrett.
Huh.
So I don't know
But
if that's
the
what he
first
said.
one was Keith Jarrett.
So the first one was Keith Jarrett?
I think that's what he said.
Yeah, and what did I say?
I'm not.
Did I
hold on,
just
I'm
say
not. I
the first
forgot.
one was AI and the second was Keith Jarrett? Dang it, that's crazy. I was wrong. Bill Hatcher, I think he's 100%.
That's crazy that the second one was AI because,
Well, the
like,
second one was AI? Well, he's just like me.
yeah, the timing of that was like you had delayed timing.
The first one just sounded so
sounded sterile.
consonant. Yeah, it sounded
Yeah.
so consonant for Keith Jarrett because he's known for those inner voicing kind of dissonances that resolve somehow.
Mhm.
Falgout, take it back just a little bit, please. Just a smidge. All right.
do, but the rest of the stuff they were playing wasn't that great. So first one real, second one AI.
The first one was in fact Keith Jarrett,
Oh
and the second one was AI.
man, I went from like so unconfident to I'm a genius.
Just go with your gut, man. You're almost there. You're giving me faith that we won't be replaced because you've gotten everyone right so far.
We're gonna have to do this every month to be.
That is
We're
crazy.
getting-
All right,
You can
pause it.
pause. You can pause it, Falgout. That is crazy. The first
Yeah.
one, it's got me really thinking about it because, I mean, he's good at noticing the other stuff, but if you from just a plain listening standpoint, it's got me guessing all over the place, man. Because I'm not listening for artifacts. I'm listening to just the playing, and I need to start listening
Mhm.
for artifacts. But notice it has nothing to do with the content. It has everything to
Right.
do with is this reactionary or is there a timbre that's off or something like that? And that's only gonna get better, man.
But here's the thing. Also, AI can kind of take care of the playing aspect, almost, not great, but almost. But it cannot, as a group, as a whole,
right.
it can't replace that.
Well,
It
not
can't
now.
replace. But I'm saying, even if the human, like, especially in that, in this kind of style, man, do you think it can get to a point
Yes.
to where the other players are able to interact with each other and it
Yeah.
still sounds authentic?
Let me tell you
I
why.
don't know about that. Okay.
Let me tell you why. And
Okay.
I'll do it in the form of questions.
Mm.
What is human playing? What would you consider human playing to be?
Well, human
Well, it's
playing
definitely not
is going to be
perfect.
mistakes. I mean, go ahead, Daryl. Go ahead.
No, I was saying the same thing. I said it's not going to be
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay,
It's not going to be perfect.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, what else? What else?
I think just sonically how somebody played, like, in terms of especially like when it comes to, I guess you can emulate tones in terms of drums, but the strike of a drum from a stick or a hand, man, anytime you hear something that sounds artificial, you can kind of tell, like, you can kind of get away with it. Like Daryl and I were talking about electronic drums, using electronic drums.
Wait, before you go there, I want to address those two things.
All right.
So you're saying those two things can't be measured?
No.
Why can't it be?
Mm.
It's a pitch. It's a way to record. It's fidelity.
But they have now sampled drums, and if you go to a recording, let's say, for instance, okay,
it just
a lot
takes,
of people hang on.
Takes up a lot of memory. That's all.
But what I'm saying is, okay, so if you go to a let's just say you listen to a recording that has been recorded within the last year or two, okay. For me, if I listen to something and I'm listening for whatever's going on sonically, and I hear that the drum sound is like ultra consistent, I know that that's not a human, because it's not possible for cats to play like that.
But you're not understanding that.
How are they going to? I guess how are they going to measure when to make an inflection and when not to make an inflection?
Because you study it. You run a recording in, and AI, you got to teach AI to sample frequency,
to make mistakes.
Oh yeah, all of that. Where it falls, you can teach AI where it falls on the grid. Everything is measurable, especially with the greatest thing that you don't have is working memory that can store all that data. That's a tremendous amount of data. Think about it. With MIDI, it's just numbers, right? And then you can program that, and as storage capabilities and the quickness of terabyte data and processing and stuff like that got faster, then you can take on more things. But think about Auto-Tune. Auto-Tune was created by geologists. Geologists were looking for limestone, different stones. Instead of them digging up, they sent a sample. They had a sampler that would go in, and the sound waves would bounce off the different rocks and elements, and they could attenuate that to see if it's limestone, calcium, iron ore, whatever. And that's how Auto-Tune got started, because people were manipulating frequencies that bounce off a sound. So you're telling me if you play one note softer than the other, that you can't measure that, you can't sample that, you can't get that frequency? The biggest hindrance is that's a huge amount of data. So as processing speed gets faster, but you got now whole factories dedicated to AI with resources. They on water sources to cool it down. It's just and as processing gets faster, it'll be able to deal with this tremendous amount of data. So everything is measurable. You just got to tell AI, hey, I want you to play like the drums in
Right, but okay.
Tony Williams
So,
and
but
whatever.
right, and I guess is it going to get to a point where somebody is going to put that in as if that really matters?
Well, how much percent of real musicians scrutinize records and buy records? So the general public, does it matter for them?
That's my, but that's I think that feeds into my point is
Because
it going to be that I'm just, from
it's got to be somebody who's really anal to say, I want
Right.
to fool the musicians,
right.
right? But I mean,
Yeah.
we eat store-bought bread right now, and it doesn't matter to us. Shouldn't it matter that we should have fresh bread that tastes really, really good? But doesn't matter. Does it matter to us? But to a chef, they can't stand canned goods, right? But people cook with canned stuff all the time. But that palate
You
is
get
elevated.
because you get used to what you get used to.
But imagine if a person said, I want to fool this chef, then would have AI cook it. I think that if somebody's goal is to fool a musician, it could be done. But it's going to take a lot. I don't think they're going to do it because the general population doesn't need to have it happen. But I'm pretty sure one of these producers is going to be like, we need this to sound exactly like that. And they'll push the envelope. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen.
Okay.
I mean, to me, it's coming down to like music. It's like two purposes now. One is music in the background, and one is music that you're paying attention to. So the music that's in the background could all be AI, and nobody's going to be even like listening to it because they're not, they don't care. But if they go to a show,
it was damn near AI without AI. It was damn near AI without AI.
Hey,
right. But if they go to a show, they're not going to sit there and watch a computer. They want to see humans. So it's like either they're paying attention to it, but if they're not paying attention to it, then it really is just in the background. It could be AI or it could be real humans.
Well, I got an argument.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe the live performance is going to be the crappiest thing you ever heard in your life, so it won't be AI. It's going to be riddled with mistakes, with like just to get a human touch around this bad boy. I feel like that AI might be so good that you're going to be like, I want to hear mistakes. I don't want to hear tuning issues. I want to hear all this stuff. Because that's one thing AI is not. AI is creating in the style of this, in the style of that. And if I want a black person singing, it's going to give you that. If I want an English dude accent, it's going to be in a style. But as far as creating something new, it's not doing that yet. And Robert Boone has a comment. He says it will happen in pop music first. Timbaland is already producing and promoting AI artists.
Man,
I saw that.
That's where I get off the train at that moment. Like,
there'll be people to it.
Huh?
They're gonna be people dancing to it. What? Hey, you're not going to go to a concert that has a hologram playing?
Right.
You probably wouldn't. But what about the kids?
I mean,
hey, go see Beyonce anymore. You go see a hologram.
Did y'all? Well, check this out though. Did y'all ever think that you would see the day where a DJ was packing stadiums?
I never thought I would see
that.
DJ with a bunny head on
is packing stadiums. Now, if that doesn't tell the story, I don't know what does. Because I remember the first time I saw that, I was like, is this a movie or something? Like, this
and the DJ's not even scratching. At least, if you're scratching and mixing, whatever,
Man.
It all goes into, it plays into like the EDM, the substances, the whatever, the hallucinogen. It's like it's a whole culture that ain't got nothing to do with musicians, that ain't got nothing to do with us playing no instruments. It's about the lights. It's about the you know what I'm saying? So I think people are going to pay to go see a hologram or to go see nothing that's real, because if they already paying hundreds of dollars to go see a DJ, what do you? And it's about the lights and the sound, whatever else is going, whatever. I'm sure they piping all kinds of stuff in there to influence, the senses. So there it is.
Next thing you know, you're gonna show up to a concert and it'll be all robots in the audience, and it's just like, what's the point?
That's what it's gonna be, bro. But that, Daryl, that made me think about our education for this next generation and the following generation is going to be in them seeking out realness and not that. Because once they get to the point where they don't accept something that's real, creating it, or human, I should say, creating it, we're done. I mean, the education is not going to be in the music and what's going to come out of Spotify and Apple Music and what's playing and what it's we just got to educate them in thinking that, hey, shouldn't you be in control of your art? Shouldn't you be in control of that? Shouldn't you be in control of your intellectual property? This is depressing, bro.
Well, you're going to get firsthand because you're going to be right in the center of these kids that are coming out of high school, 18, 19, and you're looking at who cultivates pop culture or who support the biggest supporters of pop culture anyway. So, man, you're going to get it. No, and you're a music instructor, so you're going to get it from.
I got to go early. I got to get into elementary school. I got to get it. I got to get that.
Isn't that what we were talking about when we were out? Where were we, man? We were in when we did that
school, bro. I'm going to get kinder.
We were music, like, bro. Got to get them. You got to get them before that.
I got to. By the time they get to high school, it might be too late. They might
accept. Middle school is too late. You can forget it.
Right.
Remember when we did the grade school and whatever we were playing, it didn't matter if I just played the cymbal. They was up dancing and all kinds, because they hadn't been, they hadn't been influenced by the other stuff yet. Right. So that's you're right. That's the key.
Yeah.
There were Tupac hologram concerts in Vegas in 2022.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, Usher is gonna be feeding strawberries via a robot, bro.
It's another
be feeding cherries, bro, to these chicks, bro.
It's more on the Peter Martin video.
Yeah, is there more? I don't know how far you. So, what's your record, Ty? Are you?
I'm below 50%.
So you what? 1 and 3?
I am 1 and 3. Yep.
1 and 3.
1 out of 3. 33 and a 30%.
We got any more? We got one more, Brian.
I said a year. We will be replaced.
Here is the final round.
I mean, that's cool. It's swinging for sure. Like, they've got that part together. The bass line kind of makes sense, but there was a couple of weird things. It's a little hard to tell because this is well into the solo. So it's possible that the bass player would be playing that way, but something seemed a little bit like, what? To me, I don't really know who this is. So I would be very surprised if that was real. But let me hear the other one, because if it sounds even worse, I like, this could be real, but I'm going to say likely.
I gotcha. I'm with you.
That's real. That's either
is that
positive? That is
positive.
you.
That's That one was pretty easy though.
That was pretty good though. Yeah. Yeah, the first one had a disparity between the left-hand
But see
complement.
what I'm saying, man? I don't. I mean, I mean, I'm probably going to be wrong, but I don't know how you get to that second one with. I mean, I guess you can.
It's just data, bro.
But what?
Data?
I guess I just don't understand, like, how you're going to get them to play off of each other like that, you know.
It's just going to be a higher sampling and higher scrutiny, I would say. You just have to have somebody to go along and say, at this point in the recording, does this? I mean, you'd have to have so many prompts.
Yeah,
but we're teaching AI with prompts right now. Daryl just mentioned he's asking ChatGPT something. Well, they're learning from the prompts that he asked, the questions he asked, and how much detailed. So if he says Stanley Crouch, then AI has to access all of the data that Stanley Crouch had in, analyze the wording, adding, all that kind of stuff, which can be analyzed.
Right.
We fall into word choices. Like when we take a solo and we do certain things, and the way you play, Chris, and the way I play, and Daryl, the way you play, subconsciously we're making choices and decisions based off of something. The problem is, what's the prompt? Like, why? We prompt ourselves all the time. You come in the Napoleon, you're like, man, I'm not feeling it today. That's a prompt. Or when you say, man, I'm feeling like I'm ready to explode, you're prompting yourself to just like play a certain way. And so once you do that, it's just got to be scrutinized more carefully for AI to say, that's all we're doing is teaching a computer how to do something based off mathematical equations, right? What's the probability that you do this? What stylistically happened, it can be measured. And if you think about it, Chris, if we took all the recordings of you playing, I bet we can come up with something that stylistically fits who you are. The way you play the drums, the way you tune your drums, you can't measure that. Tuning is going to be something you can measure. Now, if you're all over the place, like the way you play, if you play it's going to be hard for the analysis to happen, right? That's why I say in the future, maybe people going to play the craziest ish that you ever heard in your life, because it's nothing that you can measure,
Man. But then again, anything can be measured. Right. Even if it's crazy and random, it can make sense out of crazy and random.
Right. Well, Bill Hatcher had a thought.
Yeah. What about this? What? What Bill Hatcher said.
Yeah. A better test would be AI and live playing over the same track using the same piano sound.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but the only problem with that is you're going to have somebody that's original and somebody's going to be in the style of. So the only thing you could do is probably get Peter Martin to play and AI to play Peter Martin, and with the hopes that would be the thing. Because most of the comparisons are on dead people that have a vast amount of data readily available, which is recordings, So how many Coltrane things are out there that the data can analyze? If you only have a small body of work, then you can't really make for all the anomalies that could take place. So somebody with a whole huge corpus of data can be easily reimagined or analyzed. But let's say, Chris, how many albums do you have out? Or how many people's stuff have you played on? You played on a bunch of people's stuff, but there's somebody who's probably playing in their house that there's no recording of, and you give AI like 2 recordings of them, the body of work is not enough for them to recreate it totally.
Right.
But I think that would be an interesting thing Peter Martin recording something and AI playing something in the style of Peter Martin. Let's see what happens. Same piano sound, same track.
Yep.
That is. Damn. I was like, okay, why was AI Peter from like 1958? Am I that old? It was like AI puts Peter in 54. Back on Good Night, Good Luck. He's stuck there. I mean, all right, cool. I hope that you participated. If you did, please leave in the comments and be honest. Were you 1 out of 5? Were you 5 out of 5? I was 5.
All right, so
I think I got back to 50%. That was all right. That's horrible though, bro. I'm not feeling good though. I'm not.
well, but also you're you know, and this is something else that we always talk about is you're listening to music through either this or a pair of computer speakers. So sonically, you're not really hearing the full picture of what something actually sounds like. If you listen to something through a pair of really good studio monitor, or even better yet, a pair of old school speakers, stereo speakers, and you're listening to a record, or you listen to a pair with, you know, good headphones, it's a whole different thing. But like the way people are listening to music, it doesn't matter what it sounds like. Most of the time, it doesn't matter what it sounds like.
But it's amazing though that we're putting a microscope on something that other people are not doing. Nobody's putting a microscope like we're doing right now. And you know, I've played piano longer than like anybody on this platform right now, and I'm having trouble with it because I was listening to the piano and the language and the vocabulary. Now I got to listen. I have to scrutinize also the fidelity and the interaction and stuff like that. It's sad. It's sad.
But like Robert said, I think it's going to go. It's going to go the pop direction before it goes to the jazz. There's just not enough. There's not enough interest in the jazz direction to fully. Nobody's going to really fully want to get into making it sound legit in terms of like what jazz is supposed to, you know, sound like with the interaction and stuff like that. Now in pop music, it's going to be real easy because everything is on a grid. Anyway. Exactly. I mean, I hate to say it, but like when you're talking about modern, anything that's pretty much modern, what difference? I got fooled by that thing I sent you. Remember that thing? I got fooled by that.
Right.
You know.
But here's the question. Let me put it a different way. If there was a restaurant that opened up and said computer generated food. Right. And somebody said, hey, eat this and it has the same nutritional value or whatever. Can you taste the difference? How much would it be where you're like, man, I'll go to this restaurant. I don't have to worry about germs of people rubbing their nose and touching my food.
Oh, man.
Would you go to that restaurant? Is it important to you to have a human cooking your food? That's my question. Is it important to you? If the taste is like very, very similar, would you mind it?
Well, I guess it depends on what it is, right? Because can a recipe? Okay, so here's a question. Somebody hands me a recipe for, you know, whatever. I'm supposed to be able to follow that recipe. Put all the ingredients in there. Okay, I made it. I followed the recipe, put it in the oven, come out. It don't taste nothing like what it's supposed to taste like. Why is that? I followed the recipe. I put every ingredient that they said put in, the amount. I what's missing? Because it's happened. It's happened to me. Like, wait a second.
It's temperature. Those things
No,
are
you got
measurable.
the temperature cook at 400 for 35. I mean, you got everything that you need. It don't taste nothing like. I mean, that's happened to me. That's definitely happened to me. I'm like,
but
what?
I mean, if you think about it, what if a computer could sample that? I mean, it's doing it with DNA. Is checking out things like all you have to do is scan something and say, oh, this is this, whatever. And if somebody was able, a real baker or a real cook was said, what's your taste? This combination. I mean, bro, we've been prompting AI for the longest time. It's called Google. When did Google come out? The first Google search, 1997, 1990 something, whatever.
Wow.
We've been teaching the algorithm for so long to answer human questions. But before, remember, you had to put questions in a certain way. You had to put quotes around certain words. You had to put a plus sign for it to search this and that. Now you could talk to AI, but how do you think it got to that point? It's like we've been training AI through prompts from asking questions. Remember when the early Google searches would ask you a question afterwards? Was this helpful? That was training it. It would say, was it? Now they don't even ask you, was this helpful? Because they already know. But when you say, no, it wasn't helpful, then you're teaching the computer program to say, okay, I didn't answer the question the right way. And then after you finish that question and they give you something else, you're like, did this meet your expectations? And you're like, yes. Would you like to do a quick survey? How did that happen? You're training the computer with these responses. So all you need to do is have some type of thing to scan, or somebody say, hey, how come this doesn't taste like this? And then the baker say, you have too much flour in it. Mm-hmm. You didn't aerate the flour when you did this. You had too much butter. You manipulated the dough too much. That's all you need is somebody to go along and scrutinize and correct it. Mm-hmm. So, but my original question, you guys didn't answer it. Would you, if the food was comparable to a chef, would you eat it? Does it matter that much to have a real person cooking your food?
That's a great question. I had something I had never, ever, I hadn't even really thought about that. So you talking like it's just on an assembly line, right?
Yes. Not even assembly line. You can have it in your house. Boom, the computer just creates whatever you want. I feel like pasta from I feel like a pizza from what's the place you go to all the time that you really like, Chris?
Antico?
Yeah, Antico. It's like I want a pizza. I want the pepperoni with from Antico. And it goes,
well, that's a good. Well, yeah, I guess, man. I mean,
would you drive to go get it just because a human made it?
No.
That's an honest answer.
No. I don't know, man. Like, I never even. It's like I think. It's weird, man. It's weird because even like if you go to Antico or Antico, however you pronounce it, check it out. Depending on who because I've noticed differences of who makes who like.
But you're like extreme foodie though.
No. I'm just talking about in terms of like, and I'm not the only one either. I've had other people do this or say this too. Like, it does depend on who makes something. It can be different. As weird as that is, they're using the same ingredients. It can be different. It can be different. So,
at the same time, we've been eating assembly line food for years.
Right.
Like,
and we don't care, right?
By robots.
Right.
Not by humans, by robots. Assembly line food.
I mean, when you go to McDonald's, you ain't got no chef. That's Derek Jackson.
Hey, you don't even have a cashier either, because
yeah, you go to the
penny, they confused, bro. They can't do. You give them 1 penny, bro. Hey, your change for $10.99. Well, let me give you this penny. What? Why'd you give me a penny? They give you the penny back. I just don't want, I don't want the change. I'll give you this penny to get $1. What you trying to do? I need to call my manager over here. Hey, see what's going on. Why would you give me a penny? It's $10.99.
It's so true.
See, I think like the one thing
you
though,
give me 2 pennies. I don't understand. 27 cents. You give me 2 pennies.
Sometimes they just look at it though, dude. You ever get it where they just look at it?
I get it when they just throw it in there.
And then they look at the amount. They look at the change. They look at the amount. They go back to their hand like this, and they look at the amount. It goes on for like 5 minutes. Go ahead, Daryl.
I can't. I'm not gonna watch a hologram thing. That's like a one-time novelty thing. But I'm not gonna like be, yeah, man, let's go check out the Tupac show. Like, if I saw that on TV when I got a snippet of that, I was like, okay, I'm cool. Like, I got it.
You're not gonna watch 1997 Janet Jackson concert hologram, bro? You ain't gonna watch Super Bowl Janet Jackson, bro?
Man. Maybe they get two live crew show.
2 live crew.
2 live crew.
Don't stop, get it. Oh, that's hilarious, Daryl. That's the best.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You said it. We've got a semi-line food right now, and we're still eating it, right? Until you get to the point where you're like, man, I'm searching for something. I want organic. You got to make that decision, right? So, but
I think people are gonna make that decision though. Like, I mean, like I said, like you go to a venue, walk in and see a bunch of robots playing on stage. Like, who wants to? That's a novelty. Like
you see that all the time, though.
Like,
ain't no matter oil is helping those robots that we see. No programming or nothing.
Time,
these
man. You see that
I mean, the player piano has been around. You know what I'm saying? That's like over 100 years. We don't go in hotels and see a piano playing itself today. But nobody cares about that.
Wait. Yeah,
got
people had them in their houses. Couldn't play a lick of piano. They had piano rolls and stuff to play it.
I know some cats that sound like that.
In that regards, though, it was just like a record player. You know what I'm saying? Before record players. Right. Yeah, imagine if they got people now with the disc claviers and stuff like, well, not disc claviers where they play Mozart and all that kind of stuff, and you see the piano keys moving.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like maybe the same argument. Maybe somebody back in the day had the same argument. You get me out of a gig. I used to play house parties. Now I gotta play a piano player. Right. Somebody had that argument back in the day, man. You like a good friend of ours, rest in peace, Stephanel. We had a recording session. He was looking for work, and I brought him over here, and he asked for a certain price, and I said, "Hey, bro, why I'm going to pay you for this, man? I could have got a drum machine to do it." He said, "The drum machine put me out of business a long time ago." That's what
oh man,
I remember we used to hire percussionists for sessions, bro. Now you don't do it, bro.
I mean, at the end of the day, the live show, people are gonna want to see humans. That's like the last frontier. Plus, acoustically speaking, like there's nothing that can replicate. Well, I don't know, because they had an Atmos thing, right. But that's not the same as like actual acoustic interaction. Like that's one thing you can't get. Like you can't, like a reverb, like adding a reverb effect is not the same thing as getting real reverb in a concert hall. So.
Bro, I saw one of them robot cars. I saw one of them robot cars take off aggressively like an Atlanta driver, bro, the other day. I was like,
Oh,
yo. I
Oh,
was like, I'm learning some stuff. I don't know who programmed this car. That car took off. I was like, yo. Like I'm on
wow.
285, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Have you seen one of those cars, Daryl?
Yeah, I've seen one. One got stuck in the middle of the street the other
Yeah.
day. Yeah, I saw that. Man. Yeah, well, just
what would be interesting is
the last of the Mohicans.
we'll pull up some more. Gotta find some so that's the piano. We need to find sax and we need to find drums, and we need to see
somebody at Georgia Tech was working on a saxophone, like a player saxophone. I saw that. That was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, they did. Playing Coltrane solos. You saw
that?
Right.
Well, well, we gotta pull some of that stuff up and pull some of the drum.
Daryl,
pull some stuff up.
Yeah, since y'all got me, y'all made me depressed. Y'all need to be depressed too.
But man, the thing is, I just don't even think it's going to get people are going to have an interest on this level to go that hard at it. You know, I could be wrong, but
I agree. Not on this level, but pop music.
Oh yeah, pop music is that's over. You a pop musician, your days are numbered right now. Or been numbered. I mean, look, they already are doing these shows with just tracks, and they just up there mimicking. That's been going on a long time. Most of these artists, their cats are playing live. Man, I see, man, it was so bad. I saw this Lionel Richie footage recently, like within the last probably 6 months. Man, this cat's still trying. Wow. It was terrible, man. It was terrible. I think the drummer was live. I think that was it, because you could tell, because the cats were trying to move around and play and stuff like that, and you could tell they weren't. It was so perfect. You know how it's so it's tracks, because if it can't be that perfect if you are moving around. Plus, you're 70 years old trying to, man, ain't no way, bro. Man, come on, this is terrible. So it sounded like the drummer was maybe playing over the tracks, because the tracks were definitely there, but he was had some extra stuff, some splashes and stuff like that to make it probably seem like it was live, but it was terrible, man. I was like, man,
I agree with Daryl.
Why did you do
the
this?
Mohicans, bro.
We owe Millie Vanilli an apology.
I know. Look,
blame it on the Ram. Blame it on the Ram, not the Ram.
Only one of them is still alive, but that cat, somebody need to write that cat a check, man.
Blame it on the Ram. Ram, on the Ram.
All right, y'all. Thank you. We're gonna wrap it up there. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and interesting conversation, great conversation. We're gonna do some more. I'm gonna find some drum stuff, man. We're gonna and some sax, and we'll since we put Ty under the fire, now me and Daryl gotta go through the same challenge and see what
I know a channel that has saxophone.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll figure all that out. And we'll be back with you guys next week, and maybe we'll play the same game. We'll see. All right. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you all next week.
And see